Guys, so Fortnite is clearly entering a brand new era, and with the new stuff that came out today, it's clear that Fortnite isn't just resetting Chapter 7, but they're also kind of restarting just about everything when it comes to Fortnite with a brand new look at it. It seems like Fortnite just got a full overhaul today, and it's absolutely awesome. I think it's clear at this point that Fortnite is in the middle of something that we honestly haven't really ever seen before, and the update we just got, which was kind of the first update of Chapter 7, even though it really didn't do anything too crazy to the actual BR mode, it kind of proves my theory this whole time that Fortnite is entering a new era with kind of this new mindset. We're not just talking a couple small changes or some weekly adjustments, things like that. Fortnite is literally kind of rebuilding its entire structure right now across BR, Reload, Blitz, even new modes that are going to be coming soon as maybe the next update. But it isn't just updates. This feels like Fortnite is becoming maybe even a brand new game, a full overhaul, and honestly, I haven't felt this type of momentum since like Prime Chapter 1 or maybe even Chapter 2. But I want to break down everything they just added today, everything that's coming later on that you need to be really excited about, and how it all ties into Chapter 7's insane start. Now, when I say Fortnite is restarting everything, I mean that they're literally every mode right now is getting revitalized at the same time. BR, Reload, even Blitz as well, and the ranked modes too have came back. Because if you guys don't know, all of those modes besides for BR, Reload, Blitz, Ranked, and of course OG is still down, but those other modes have actually came back today. They were down because the battle bus was destroyed by the Dark Voyager before this season even began, so they weren't able to run. We've talked about this in other videos, but I just want to say again how awesome it is that they're tying in the storyline with things like that. I think it's really cool, but there's even a whole new mode that could be dropping on the 12th. Today, they just dropped a brand new update along with bringing these modes back, and Epic really doesn't do sweeping updates like this unless they're trying to really reestablish the foundation of these game modes. It's the kind of update you do when you're entering a new phase of the game, and as we know, Fortnite was calling this Phase 2 of Fortnite, not even just necessarily the storyline, but as a game as well. Now, I know a lot of you are probably sitting watching this saying, yeah, Prozero, you can say all day long, you can make these claims saying that Fortnite was trying to restart or reset, but there's really no evidence for it, but I actually do have evidence. If you guys don't know, Ted Timmons, who is the design director over at Fortnite, when Chapter 7 came out about, 5 days ago, he made this tweet right here. He said, "Many months ago, we set out to take Fortnite back to its Battle Royale roots, where every match would feel different, to give the game a quality of life update and respect what has made Fortnite Fortnite. I'm left both in awe and hugely proud of this team, and while the new chapter is only the beginning, it's great to start it by seeing such positivity from the community." So right there, like he said, we set out to take Fortnite back to its Battle Royale roots and respect what has made Fortnite Fortnite. If that's not proof that Fortnite was kind of looking at this with a, hey, we need to go back to what was working and change things up, go back, reset a little bit, factory reset the game, then I don't know what does. Fortnite clearly wanted a fresh slate across the board, and now we're seeing the effects in general. The Fortnite we're playing right now is not the same Fortnite we had a month ago, and I think we can all agree with that. Definitely not what we had in Chapter 5, and that's not a bad thing. This feels like kind of a course correction, especially with the storyline, and honestly, one of the most necessary ones the game has ever made. So let's talk about the Reload overhaul itself. Why is this so important, and what actually happened? Now, Reload just got arguably the biggest update it's ever had, and what's crazy is it's not even trying to be like Chapter 1 nostalgia anymore. This is Reload finding its own identity, which I think is really awesome. Of course, storm surfing was added to Reload. There's this new Morphite system in terms of the weapon, full-on new POIs, weapons, and a map. Like, bro, Reload just ascended into a full brand new experience, and I thought it was good before, but I really like when they do stuff like this. Introducing mechanics that are exclusive to Reload is awesome. And I have to say, at the new Surf City map, I actually really like it. It feels like a condensed version of Chapter 7. Of course, the palm trees, the coastlines, the main POI is one from Chapter 7 map. It feels connected to the main island as well. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed. Fortnite wants every mode to really feel like Chapter 7 right now, and that's intentional. They want a unified theme, and later we're going to talk about Blitz a little bit, and you'll get the vibe from that as well. In my opinion, Reload has always felt like this throwback mode. You know what I mean? We have OG, of course, but Reload always felt like, it kind of nostalgia bait at some points. I don't know if that's actually like justified or not, but it's clearly evolving, and the Morphite weapons prove that. These things level up as you deal damage. Basically the Evo Chrome stuff back from Chapter 3 Season 4, but Reload themed, and the only place that you're going to find these is inside of Reload, which is really cool. These weapons come as a tac, pump, SMG, ARs, even a hand cannon, and they upgrade as you play. That alone changes how Reload is played at just about every single level. But this is Epic kind of experimenting with progression-based gunplay again, but bringing it into the new era instead of leaving it in a one-off season. And introducing a full, rarity system specifically for one mode, that's not really small. I don't know if I'm kind of just over-exaggerating this, but I think that's a really major commitment. And additionally, having all of these modes down for the first week, first 5 days of Chapter 7, I think was a really good way to bring a lot of attention to the game even after the initial surge because of the excitement about Chapter 7. Now, one of the other modes that came back is Blitz, and now definitely Blitz has kind of had a fall from glory from where it was when it first came out. Everybody was calling it the new normal, and everyone was freaking out because, you know, people's attention spans were too low, and nobody was going to be willing to play Battle Royale anymore. Of course, that didn't end up happening like I predicted, but Blitz is really interesting. I haven't seriously played Blitz in a long time, so getting a brand new map, you know, after the Stranger Things one, which I did really like, and a kind of a redesigned loot pool is honestly kind of crazy. We've got the iron pump in here, arc lightning gun, the twin hammers, even the wingsuit is in the loot pool. So like, this is not old Blitz. This is like a Chapter 7 themed Blitz right now. And there's also some rumors that we're going to be getting Blitz rotating maps just like Reload as well, which I think is pretty cool. This new island is called Starfall, and it looks pretty awesome. And again, it fits the overall vibe Fortnite is pushing right now, like the Golden Coast, the more like West Coast stuff. I really like it. Fortnite wants all of their core modes to feel connected, and we know through the storyline that they're not necessarily separate, you know, game modes. They're actually all existing as other realities inside of the Omniverse. When we saw the advertisements for 0 Hour, we've seen the Tomato Head rift in between a bunch of them, the motel sign, etc. But they're not separate experiments anymore. They're core modes. And seeing them put this kind of effort into Blitz right after Reload tells me Epic is really serious about this overhaul in general. When Fortnite makes a change like this, when they say, hey, this is phase 2 of Fortnite, someone at Epic Games says, hey, we were going in a different direction, going back to what made the game good. Then they drop Chapter 7, which feels completely different, much more simplified, different UI, things like that. Then they bring back Reload and it's completely different, as well as Blitz being completely different. That kind of tells you all you need to know. Now, one of the biggest things around Fortnite that has kind of been lost, especially since like Chapter 1, Chapter 2 days, is the mode really feeling alive, or the game really feeling alive. And something that I want to point out is the way that they handled removing the battle bus. Now, they could have easily just re-enabled the bus today. If you guys don't know, the bus is back. There's like an 80%, 20% chance, 80% chance that you get the bus, 20% chance that you surf in, which I think is cool. I'm glad they're keeping the surfing in. And they could have easily just re-enabled it, pressed a button, put it back in. But no, they made it a part of the world, part of like this Ripped Tides storyline. We collected parts, we talked with Dummy, who was actually actively building it back as a band-aid on it. Stuff like that just makes the game feel cared for, and I'm really glad that they're incorporating that into the actual game and the storyline as well. I know a lot of people will downplay like how much this interconnectedness actually matters, but it really does to make the game feel like it's alive, and it definitely matters because this launch wouldn't be so much more popular than the other ones have been. Now, something else that came out that I do want to talk about in this video is a gulag. Now, this is a big one. A gulag is practically confirmed for Battle Royale. It's called Restarter Island, and it's basically Fortnite's take on the gulag from, you know, Warzone, Call of Duty, things like that. There's going to be shockwave duels, apparently rock, paper, scissors, 1v1s, hero abilities, things like that, and it's going to be dropping sometime this season. Now, leakers are saying it could be in separate playlists at first, but this is where Fortnite is heading. It's going to be cool to see BR just not be like a one-and-done thing, and I'm glad that they're still experimenting with stuff as well. And another big thing is that a new game mode could be coming on the next update as well. We heard about this before Chapter 7, and it had something to do with Warner Bros. Involved. I think it would be really cool to see something kind of like Multiverses come back. We know that that got shut down, but Warner Bros. And Fortnite have a very good relationship now because we're getting all types of collabs with them. This has been one of the first chapters where we haven't gotten like a brand new mode, I believe, like really close to launch, so it'll be interesting to see how that looks, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out within the next week. But because of everything that's going on with Chapter 7 and now Reload and Blitz getting these awesome updates, the community sentiment is fantastic, and people are still calling this one of the best chapter launches we've had in years, and I agree. If they keep up this pace with the gameplay, you know, all of the map changes, the storyline, we might actually be looking at an all-time launch for a chapter, like one of the best seasons ever, as well as the best launch of a chapter ever. Fortnite is listening, they're adjusting, they're improving, and this is what a healthy Fortnite looks like. But guys, let me know how you feel about Fortnite in this brand new reset. Are you liking the new direction that Fortnite is going in? And if you want to stay caught up with everything happening this season, the overhaul, Reload, especially the storyline, make sure you check out the videos I posted the last few days. The Dark Voyager video blew my mind while making it. The OG Connection video is insane, and we're just scratching the surface. You guys, I upload every single day, and we're in one of the best eras Fortnite has had in years, so trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. But if you guys did enjoy today's video, please do drop a like. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Again, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Use code PROZEROYT to help support me even further, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.